Good evening. My name is Anderson Rodriguez, and this is the NELS Research Report. The NELS Research 88 is a national representation sample of eighth graders that were first surveyed in 1998. This data that we've condensed it, and we're using the following variables of whether or not the number of hours watched on the weekend affects math proficiency. We're going to be controlling for sex and whether or not these students received free lunch. So the following presentation is an analysis between the number of hours spent watching TV to the level of math proficiency in these eighth graders. This data is used to show how TV affects students and how, as students, it further helps us learn how to use SPSS. And we're going to examine the hypothesis and compare the data between the multivariate and bivariate charts. Bivariate analysis crosses the number of hours respondents spent watching TV on the weekend with the overall math proficiency of these students. The independent variable is the number of hours, and the dependent variable is the math proficiency. At the bivariate level, the math proficiency will decrease as the number of hours spent watching TV increase. If correspondents watch no TV or fewer hours of TV, it is assumed that their math proficiency will increase. At the multivariate level, we're using the same information and we're crossing it with or controlling it for whether or not females or males will do better. And we're also watching for whether or not having free lunch affects math proficiency. So over here, we have a condensed chart that shows whether or not the hours spent watching TV affects their math skills. And across the charts, we can see that those who watched no TV had the best scores. Watching less than an hour TV overall had better scores, and those who watched more than 5 hours of TV scored higher. And the data confirms in our results our hypothesis. The data shows that those who spent less hours watching TV were more proficient in math, and those who had watched over 5 hours of television a day were less proficient. Furthermore, it showed that those who were in the school systems that received free lunch did not underperform than those who did not, which showed that free lunch is not necessarily the best determinant factor in whether or not math skills will increase or decrease. In conclusion, this research report provides data analysis on math proficiency levels compared to the amount of time students spent watching TV on the weekends. At the bivariate level, we go over again that the data shows that the more hours spent watching TV, the lower the proficiency were in mathematics. And the less time showed the inverse relation of them being better at mathematics. These things are important because we see an increased number of women entering the fields of STEM, and controlling for student lunch shows that there's a higher percentage of students that receive lunch than those who do not. Students who attend institutions with free lunch programs fared the same as those who attend schools that did not, and therefore low income status of schools does not necessarily affect the retention of mathematics. This is the NELS report, and I thank you for your time. We referenced all of our information from the National Center of Education and Statistics, the National Education Longitude Studies of 1998.